Is that better? Did we fix it? Is that better? Did we fix it? Is that better? Did we fix it? I'm so mad. I'm upset. I'm always a little bit upset. Yeah, so apparently it was stuck in like 1080 or something like that. I don't understand why it being in 1080 would make it so little. I know some people do, like, honestly stream to, like, TikTok and stuff like that. I think that's crazy. Is there any way to get dual streaming where you don't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to do so? I just don't see the financial investment of, like, subscribing to something for, like, $300 a year just to guarantee dual output to YouTube and Netflix without there being any hope of that financial investment paying off. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know if it does. Does that make sense? Am I making sense there? Cured of TikTok mode. Amen. I am no longer belonging to TikTok. I don't know. Because I think Streamlabs tries to make you pay a bunch of money in order to dual stream. But I've also been told that, like, dual streaming is one of the better ways to actually grow. Because YouTube is much better for discovering new streamers than Twitch is. Supposedly. I don't know. I don't know. It's all empty nonsense to me. Some call our realm a world of shadows, but that makes it sound unpleasant. The twilight there holds a serene beauty. You have seen it yourself as the sun sets on this world. Bathed in that light, all people were pure and gentle. That's the Midna theme. 15 stream streak! It makes sense from you. It doesn't make sense it exists, yeah. YouTube is also a landmine of random bannings. Same with Twitch, though. Same with Twitch, though. I think I could avoid a random ban. Maybe. Maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. I don't know. That might be my main character syndrome popping up. But things changed once that foul power pervaded the world. It was all our doing. The sages are here. Hey, why are all the sages fire this time around? Have they all decided to become fire sages? Guys, you can't crowd one element. YouTube and clips are the best way to be discovered, but Twitch is the best for actual content. That sucks, Naruk. How are you doing? How was your night? Burn the world, burn the world. We overestimated our abilities as sages and attempted to put an end to Ganondorf's evil magic. They want to burn stuff? I hope you can find it in yourself to forgive our carelessness. Oh, Twilight Princess. The name of the game! Name drop! Now we know of her royalty. She's embarrassed by her royalty. What? So you knew? How embarrassing. As a ruler who fled her people, I'm hardly qualified to forgive you. I love her theme, actually. It's really good. Revenge. Spite is a great motivator, guys. I like that evil little smile. Very good. In our world, we've long believed that the hero would appear as a divine beast. Divine beast dancing lion. That's why when I found you, I thought I could use you, Stinkle. Yeah, that's fine. And I only cared about returning our world to normal. I didn't care what happened to the world of light, not at all. But after witnessing the selfless lengths that Princess Zelda and you have gone to, your sacrifices, I now know in the bottom of my heart that I must save this world too. There is no other way. If we can just defeat Zant, the curse on the me will dissolve and we may be able to revive Zelda. Let's go, Stinkle. For Zelda, for all of this world. She's grown as a character and has become a much better ruler because of it. I think every single ruler, if you're gonna actually have a monarchic ruler, a monarchy, your ruler has to go on a divine vision quest in order to earn their right to the throne, right? They gotta go. They gotta go do stuff. They can't just rule as, you know, an autocratic, unquestionable iron ruler without having at first gone through the progression of soldier, beggar, poet, king. You have to soldier, then you have to beggar, then you have to poet, then you have to king. I think we're just reinventing Plato's The Republic, philosopher king. Or it wasn't Machiavelli that had... Machiavelli's prince was also kind of a philosopher king, wasn't he? Maybe those guys had something, maybe they were right. Listen, Stinkle, can I ask you a favor? Regardless of what my reasons may have been, I once abandoned this world. I left behind the Twili, those who have followed me, who considered me their ruler. Even now, as they remain here suffering, they believe that help will come for this world. But if they were to see that the only help for them was a hideous little imp, don't you think they'd feel let down? It's only for a little bit longer. Do you mind if I continue to hide as your shadow while you're in human form? I'm sorry. She has shame! She's feeling the emotion of shame. Hello, Ghost Grim, how are you? We're in the scary zone. Wait, this guy isn't an enemy, Stinkle. They might look different, but they're inhabitants of this world. They're my people. Zant, how could he? Hey, bud. They have been transformed. How's everyone doing on this wonderful Saturday night, right? Saturday? I have to be off book next week. I am not excited. I don't want to be off book. I hate being off book. I want to have my script in my hands. I love my script. It's like a security blanket. I don't have to pay as much attention to the to everything if I got my cool script. I like the shadow waterfalls. Oh, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna fight Argarok in the armor, in the magical armor, and then I forgot. You made noodles! Your liver's getting a workout, but your circadian's still backwards. I'm sorry that you're doing that to yourself. Maybe you should. Maybe you need to preserve it. What type of noodles? What type of noodles have we made? I'm a pretty big fan. Stupid Zanthead. I'm a pretty big fan of noodles. I kind of want noodles. How dare you say something? I think I'm gonna have chicken after this, though. Chicken and mashed potatoes. Yakisoba. Yakisoba. I've never had yakisoba. Describe it to me. I would love to partake in your knowledge of noodle. You took a nap earlier, but it wasn't good because it ended with sleep paralysis. So it takes yet another victim. It takes yet another victim. Sleep paralysis bad, chat. You got some mac and cheese? Awesome. Do you guys like to put, like, what if you put a meat in your mac and cheese, what meat do you put in there? I think mac and cheese with chicken is really good, but mac and cheese with beef is really good, and mac and cheese with bacon is really good. Mac and cheese can be a full dish in of itself as long as you got a protein stuffed in there. I don't think mac and cheese with fish or mac and cheese with shrimp would be any good, but maybe that's just me being a hater. If you do meat, it's gotta be bacon. You sometimes do ketchup. Ketchup's really good in, Oh, I'm a dog. Stinkle, be careful. This black fog is made up of the shadow crystals created by Zant. They blot out light. He's responsible for stealing the light from the spirits and turning your world into Twilight. But he's not all-powerful. We're prepared, too. I can return you to your normal state whenever you need me, so don't worry, okay? Thanks for the reassurance. You don't put meat in it, but you do put barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce and mac and cheese is pretty good. Barbecue sauce and mac and cheese is pretty ding-dang good. You've never had genuine yakisoba, but it's an instant brand. It's a specially measured mixture of noodles and broth that leaves little broth, or water that leaves little broth that's super thick and it better coats the noodles than ramen. Otherwise, it is just like ramen. Interesting. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of like instant ramen. I know that it's not supposed to be like good, it's supposed to be filling and cheap, but instant ramen always ends up tasting like cardboard to me. The noodles in particular just end up tasting like cardboard, and I don't like it. I think one of the big problems I had was that in college I had this really cheap microwave and this really cheap set of plastic bowls, and I subsisted almost entirely off of those really cheap noodles. And it did straight up just taste like cardboard, and I got super sick of it really fast. But then one of my roommates got a panini press and life started feeling good. I gotta say, guys, life is so much better when you got consistent source of pressed paninis. Never kill yourself, there are panini presses in the world. There was a ramen place in the mall I went to where the ramen was pretty good, but there's a lot of stuff in ramen that I don't particularly like. I have a hard limit for how many things you may put in a food. Well, there goes our super spin. Super spin would have been perfect for that. Missed out on it. Like, I don't like when food has more than like 3 things in it. I don't like when food has more than 3 things in it, and that's probably the insane actions of a deranged man. We actually get to use our super moves because we're not getting staggered. This is Phantom Sand. We get a Phantom Sand fight. Oh, poop. Oh, he's over here. No, he's not. He's over there. No, he's not. He's over there. No, he's not. He's over there. No, he's not. What is he doing? He was like in a summon loop. Well, actually, it sucks kind of like the only way for me to use my super moves is if I tank through it with the magic armor. I don't know if that's intentional. Okay, cool. Did he actually summon for that? Or did he get... Yeah. We're gonna lose so much money! Interesting that the Mook boss might actually do the most damage to us. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this fight right? But that's why, like, whenever I get Mexican food... Oh, we're doing it right. Whenever I get Mexican food, or, you know, I have family members who really like Mexican food, so it's a pretty popular option for us to pick when we go out or when we get food ordered in. And I can't do it a lot, or the... It's not that I can't do it, it's that I get really bland Mexican food. Are you looking forward to the game Terrible Lizards? I have literally never heard of the game Terrible Lizards. What's the game Terrible Lizards? It's called a soul, like the sun. Well, oh, okay, yeah, we came to the same conclusion. The power of the soul is the source of life in this world. It is pure power. Ah, as long as you have this, would you take this soul to the Twilight at the entrance of this world? Please, Stinkle. Sounds good. Okay, so think of it like this. I'm thinking the only Mexican food you can easily eat is quesadillas. I like quesadillas and flautas and enchiladas and burritos, but unfortunately they have to be kind of meat and cheese. Maybe one other thing like green peppers or lettuce. How do I get you to drop it? How do I get you to drop it? Oh. Okay, I beat you. I beat you over the head with my hand. He's a little bit upset about it, that I hit him for it, I think. Evil hand. But, oh. Interesting. Well, I goofed that up. Can I slow this thing down? You can. It makes like alien noises. Take a base of Five Nights at Freddy's, but make them dinosaurs. Then just completely toss out the gameplay loop and you're not running around doing it. So it's nothing like Five Nights at Freddy's then, is what I'm hearing. It's nothing like Five Nights at Freddy's. Wait, let me read this. Then just completely toss out the gameplay loop and you're not running around doing parkour and the animatronic is an actual dinosaur-human hybrid. Do tacos count as Mexican? That's probably the only... Yes, tacos do indeed count as Mexican food. Though tacos are also... They've been, like, Tex-Mexed a lot. So have, like, chimichangas and stuff like that. I don't know what foods actually came from Tex-Mex and which ones are, like, this is culturally... Mexican. I just know I don't like Tex-Mex restaurants. I never enjoyed Tex-Mex as much as I just like Mexican food. I'm gonna try to outrun most of the enemies here. Screw you. Mine. This is a cool mechanic. How do we feel about this mechanic, chat? Oh, it's no longer cool. The ball rolls. The ball rolls. Nice. The dinosaur was a person in a mascot costume, but they turned into a dinosaur because of the suit. It's magical. It's so, I mean, yeah, I can see the Five Nights at Freddy's comparison because it's like, oh, the person in the suit is the suit. Oh, but that is pretty interesting. Wait. No, stop, 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 stop. Mad at mechanics. My own hubris. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, we win. Yeah. Shoot the hand like 3 or 4 times. Too late. Hey, you're just a little guy now. What? Okay. I don't know about that. I don't know why you're talking to me like that. Yeah, it is evil keep away. I'm playing ball games. Yay! Stinkle, there should be one more soul. If we can find it, it should lead us to Zant. Is this a really short dungeon? Is this a really short dungeon? How do I get the other stuff in there? Did I need the soul to get the chest in there? Ballin' as per usual. I'm trying my best, I swear. The place in this map is it? Yes, it is. This is one of my favorite maps in Hyrule Warriors. You are correct. Come on, hit it. You can hit it. I like the sound it makes when it bites. It's cool. I like the sound it makes when it bites. It's cool. I need the soul to get that, don't I? Oh, that's annoying. I'm gonna have to go back. And I bet if I go back to get the soul, the hand's gonna come back for me, huh? The hand's gonna wake up and be like, that's mine. I want that. That's for me. But I want that treasure chest real bad, guys. Look how close we are to getting a complete hearts. Yes, all of it. Yes. Can I pick it up? Chat, I can't pick it up. I can't move it. Can't move it, man. Thing's stuck. Unless I need to get... Yeah, I gotta go get the other ball. But there's no way that that thing becomes unobtainable, right? There's no way that that chest becomes unobtainable. Yo. So, there's gotta be a way to be able to get it without the ball, right? There's gotta be a way to do that without the ball. I'm so bad at aiming this stupid bow. This is my least favorite of the aiming of the bows. The aiming of the bows. I must have done that other section wrong. But that's okay. We can go look at it later. Hey, is this thing... Oh, I'm gonna have to... Ah! I messed that up. I went too low. I was goofing around too much. There we go. Look at that. You can just lower yourself onto it. How neat. These do not wake up the way I thought they would. Unless... No. Him hitting them won't have any effect, right? Oh, nope, his attacks go straight through them. As if they were not there. Is there a way I can get into those corridors? Yeah, there's gotta be, huh? Huh. Scary. Very difficult. Okay. Sure. Yep. Purple loopy. Very nice. I love purple. Purples are wonderful animals. Ow! That was a good amount of damage. That was a good amount of damage, I have to say. I've gotten the map already. Yes? No? No, I haven't. I have not gotten the map. But I do have a key. Wow. We love our keys. Okay. The problem is that I am scared. Oh, man. Let me close that tab. I don't need that tab. Unrelated. Well, you were today's years old when you found out you can't take Javik to Paladin. See, I don't know anything about that because I have never beaten Mass Effect 3. Javik is in the Legendary Edition, right? Because the Legendary Edition... Ow, I'm a dog. Freaking see him. Cool. I'm a dog, though. Whichever version you've seen, you know, the... Yeah, so it's gotta be the legendary version, because I know Javik is, he was DLC. He's a DLC companion. He wasn't in the base version of the video game. Which is cool. I mean, he's a cool DLC companion. You know, a while ago you found a video on a special type of plant. What type of plant was it? That sounds kind of scary, though. Special type of plant. That could go many different ways. Plants are kind of horrifying in, like, a lot of ways. Ooh, purple ruby. That's a good find. More fodder for our wonderful chest armor. Our wonderful chest armor. It's really more of an everything armor, but I'm thinking about treasure chests. It was like the type of plant that when you ate its fruit, it cut up your esophagus, you think? No, that doesn't sound fun at all. Why do you keep finding weird videos about horrible plants? I've been watching a lot of Moist Critical Charlie Moist Critical playing just dumb horror games. I guess they're not dumb. A lot of people actually like these horror games, like Fears to Fathom and stuff like that. But of course, whenever he plays them, he makes them seem kind of ridiculous because he doesn't get scared very easily. So, while playing through it, oop. Bored, you guess? Yeah, I guess that's fair. It seems like... Hey! The dungeon map! We love the dungeon map. We love the dungeon. I'm a wolf. I've turned into a dog. I have become an animal. A beast. But one of the games that he was playing looked actually really interesting. I don't remember if it was called Quarantine Zone or something like that. But basically, you play as the guy who checks people before letting them into a quarantine zone to see if there's zombies or not. And you have to figure out the symptoms of zombiness. And you have to give people to the military or to the science peoples. And that was pretty neat. That was a pretty neat little game to watch. He was very not good at it. Which I thought was pretty interesting. He was straight up kind of bad at it, I gotta say. And that was enjoyable in of itself. What's dropping out of this one? Oh! Deku Babas! That's a lot of Deku Babas. There's a lot of Deku Babas. It's one of the only things that I never watched. I never watched the, sorry, I got grabbed by a Deku Baba. The lady, what? No, the Harley Quinn animated TV show on HBO. But one of the things that I remember from that is the way Clayface said Lady Gaga. Because he goes, "It's Lady Gaga!" And I really like the way he put the emphasis on that. So now Deku Baba has become infected by that as well. Basically any word with two A vowels becomes how he pronounced Gaga. You think you know the zombie processing? No, it's not Papers, Please. It's not Papers, Please. Papers, Please is where you're the guy who's sitting at the border and you don't want people to enter your country. It's like fake totalitarian country, I think vaguely communist flavored, Soviet flavored. And people are trying to get past your checkpoint on the passport. This one is like, it's a full 3D game, it's not pixel art, and you are walking around, you have a wide range of tools, and you have to put them in the quarantine zone, or in the barracks, or you have to send them to liquidation, which is you just kill them. And you're tracked by like your failures and stuff like that, which I think is true of Papers, Please as well. But you're also the only one who's deciding where funds go on this base, which feels really wrong because there is like an actual major of the base, right? Like there's a guy who's supposedly in charge of the base, but you're the one who decides where the money goes, I guess? I don't know why. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But you gotta like scan people, you gotta look at their bites, or if they have bites, you gotta look at their symptoms. You found it? It's called the Gimpy Gimpy plant. Jimpy Jimpy or Gimpy Gimpy? I don't want to turn into a dog. Surprising no one, it is from Australia. Please do not eat anything you find in Australia. The second, the Jimpy Jimpy, with a what is that? When you pronounce G's like that, what is that called? When you say Jimpy Jimpy with that type of sound for the G, what is that sound called? It's not glottal. I wish I knew those terms more. Glottal is like a hard stop. Soft G? Is it called a soft G? That sounds about right? Like a soft G. I know those linguistic things have a lot of terms and stuff. Oh, hey. Ow, stop. I like how the claw shot, the claw shot, I keep doing that. The claw shot gets inexplicably longer, I feel, for certain moments. But Nikki says it's Gimpy, not Jimpy. Gimpy. See, I don't know anything about the Aboriginal language, like at all. It's a big blind spot for me as an individual. Gimpy. Stop it! They're just taking turns hitting me. I'm in. Well, this isn't good. Please. Cool. Ah! Well, that doesn't seem right. Huh. I should have brought the soul with me, huh? My bad. Let's go back. Is it stuck? What is it doing here? Why is it just sitting there? It seems to have given up. Anyway, it won't kill you. Turns out I was wrong about what it does. Ah, so it's not the inexplicable evil you described it as. Its leaves have venomous barbs that lodge themselves into your skin, and a woman who touched it says it's more painful than childbirth. Ow! Why? Why does it do that? You'd say that, yeah, I don't know why it got stuck, but I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so, because Australia, yeah, I guess. I need to probably brush up on my history of the Aboriginal people. Yeah, but can I get those cool treasure chests over there? Or is that something that's different? What if I want those cool treasure chests? I'm a little bit nervous about the treasure chests in this one. You know what I mean? I feel like I keep missing them. I made that man normal! You can come back to them, Pinky Promise? Good. Good, good, good. I figured that nothing in this game would be permanently locked away. Right? Like, Zelda's usually really good at making sure that nothing gets soft locked. Especially something that's easy to do on purpose. Wow, that's bright. Does my sword always look like that? Light filled the Master Sword. Its blade glows with a golden light in the Twilight realm. With it, you can cut through the dark fog. Amazing. The power of the souls has been transferred to your sword. The guardian deity is on my world on our side, too. You really are the chosen one, Stinkle. A true hero. As long as you have that sword, you should be able to repel the shadows Xanta spread. Yeehaw! Wow, that is bright. Hello. Very nice, but does it do more damage? Let's go get this treasure chest over here. Yeah. They just swapped out the model. I don't know what to tell you, but that is pretty funny. Doesn't seem to do more damage. It's just a cosmetic change, huh? That was cool. That was cool. I love doing cool things in video games. Poop. How am I supposed to get this, claw shot? Claw shot! Why is it so hard to pronounce? Ah, okay, that's how. Nice. Nice. Spin attack? I don't want a spin attack. Spin attack's for losers, for babies. Only babies spin attack. I'm probably gonna, yeah, I'm gonna turn into a dog. I'm gonna go doggy mode. Sure, going doggy mode. I want the compass. Where's the compass? I need the compass. I love compasses. Where are the compasses? Where are the compasses in this world? Where are the compasses in this world? I guess the compass might be further in? There's probably so many chests that I missed. There's probably so many chests that I missed, I'm gonna be honest. Yep, I just walked past the— Ow! They dropped rats on me! I just straight up did not pick this up. I just straight up did not pick this up, and I missed out on an awesome item. The compass! This handy tool will show you. What do you mean there's another treasure chest? Oh. I didn't mean to touch it, I swear. Going doggy mode. Going doggy mode. Become human. Detroit. That game has kind of left the public conscious. I feel like there was a lot of people who really liked Detroit Become Human, and then suddenly it's no longer around. Suddenly, I think people realized that it wasn't very good. It was not very good. Sorry to everybody who really liked that game. I don't like David Cage. Like, at all. I just don't. I don't think he's very good. It was more than a movie. That's all of David Cage's freaking video games! He makes movies. He doesn't make games. And then he makes bad movies. They're not good. And not just, like, in writing or anything like that. I feel like, Detroit Become Human had some pretty rough writing. Oh, those were normal Becky Babas. But also in, like, message and story and stuff, and what they were putting in that game was definitely not, I think, what they intended to have as the messages of their game. I think it was really more the guy who played Connor, right? What's his face? Was that his name? Connor? The robot detective that people really liked? Him and his relationship with Clancy Brown detective. It was Clancy Brown, right? The guy who plays Mr. Krabs. That was the emotional core of the game. That's what people kept coming back for. That was the better part of the video game. And, a lot of, I feel like after the novelty of Connor and his dad relationship with Clancy Brown detective wore off, it, no longer had cultural relevance. Because do people even, what was her name? Kara, and then I straight up cannot remember the Moses bot. The android that was supposed to be like the civil rights leader. I straight up do not remember the name of that bot. And then I think her name was Kara, And because it was a triple protagonist game, but people only care about Connor. They only care about Connor. That was the only emotional core they had. But you should look up some of this if you guys are interested. It's not fun. David Cage is a weirdo. Always has been. Always has been. And that means that the stuff that he puts in his game are weird. Pretty sure it's David Cage that did Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain, right? I'm not naming the wrong guy. I'm not accusing the wrong man, right? It is David Cage. Because I'm pretty sure he's French, but that name isn't very French. Connor, it's this perhaps Detroit Become Human, only game with Connor. Yep. That's what I was talking about. That Connor is the only character that has cultural relevance. How are you doing tonight? How are you on this wonderful Saturday evening? Your puzzling was spoiled. I'm sorry. Your puzzling was spoiled, as in the chat, or you were playing a puzzle game and it was spoiled? What is that? Bibimbap? Cucumba. Minerals, fiber, very good flavor. Anybody remember the Cucumba rap? I've been rapping all day, actually. Yeah, you should know. My raps are fire. And unintelligible. I think the only thing I have is a sense of rhythm. Because of years of, you know, theater and choir. So I feel like I could copy another rapper's flow quite well, but I couldn't actually come up with rhymes or good bars on the fly. But of course, like, like freestyling rap is different from writing rap, right? Like, those are two different skills. Writing a rap is more like poetry. You were too invested in trying to guess. I'm sorry. I was already talking about stuff. Yes, I was describing bibimbap, which means you had the version in a hot stone bowl. Is a Korean comfort food dish, kind of like jambalaya, where it's spicy and has a lot of everything thrown on top of rice. I can't handle spice. How do you handle spice? How are you guys at handling spice? I am straight up abysmal at handling spice. I'm really bad at it. Straight up really bad at it. How do I get those treasure chests? You love spicy starting teenage years, so just experience. I don't know, like I love wanting to have spice. I really do. And I try really hard. Like I do. I try very hard. But I'm a dog! Major endorphins from eating spice. The more you get. Am Caucasian to you, salt and pepper spice. To me, mayonnaise is spicy. Mayonnaise is pretty spicy. No. I don't want to go back there. I want to go up. Take it back now, y'all. Ah! I want treasure chest. But, sorry, I got really excited. That was a normal reaction. I was really excited. That should be... Oh man, there's still so many chests in here. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Cathedral of the Deep from Dark Souls 3. Do we have any Cathedral of the Deepers in chat? How are we feeling about the Cathedral of the Deep? And you're up to Habanero and you can handle medium. You can handle medium at the Indian places. Whoa, look at you. White boy shocks restaurant by speaking fluid. Nope, we're good. I don't need the rest of that punchline. It's fine. You guys got the gist of it. Is it like Disneyland? The Cathedral of the Deep? It's nothing like Disneyland. Unless you consider, like, just the copious amount of poop on the floor. Just the sheer amount of, like, poop swamps. So yeah, I guess it is like Disneyland. For Indian food, you consider each spice level to be actually one level higher. Like you fear ever trying the hot version. I feel like I wouldn't come out of the bathroom for several days. I feel like I wouldn't be able to leave the bathroom. Why do these guys moan when you appear? Why do they moan when you appear? Woo! There you go, Cobalt. There's your spin attack. I hope you feel good about it. Never mind, my tongue would not survive. That's the thing, is that I get like runny nose tears from eating jalapeno Cheetos. I love jalapeno Cheetos. I am a huge fan of jalapeno Cheetos. And while I am eating jalapeno Cheetos, my nose and my eyes are expelling copious amounts of fluids. I am crying eating jalapeno Cheetos. The bibimbap was so good. It's a triple punch. It reminds you of when you were like 5 and you were in a Mexican restaurant and you're just eating the salsa with a spoon. Could not be me. Could not be me. Salsa also makes me want to die. I love salsa. I love dipping chips in salsa. I cannot enjoy it for very long because then my tongue wants to die. Oh man, I want to try. I want to be good at spicy. A majority of the world's cultures enjoy copious amounts of spice. And I can't partake because I like my food to be without it. So you're just sweating and crying. Yeah. It was, the stone bowl sounds really good. You don't know how good that sounds. A stone bowl actually sounds so good. I would go crazy. I would go feral over a stone bowl. I see. You won't have a stuffy... Yeah, you won't have a stuffy nose for a week. Real. Curse the British? It isn't my British, it's my Swedish. It's my Northern European, but yes, it is my Swedish heritage. That makes it that, like... I don't know if you guys have ever had, like, Swedish food. It's pretty good. I like it. But I remember one time, when we were in Sweden for several months, we were trying a bunch of different foods and trying a bunch of different things and having a bunch like falukorv and stuff like that. And then one day my aunt just made plain sausage and potatoes and I lost my mind. It was like the best thing ever. I was going crazy over plain sausage and potatoes. And she's like, this is the easiest thing I've ever made. And I was like, thank you so much for making it. Because I am eating so much. And then also, like, applesauce on toast was also probably one of my favorite things I had. Oh, these die in one hit now, huh? Isn't it Sweden that has a little bit of licorice inside? I hate black licorice. They love their salty licorice. Yes, the Swedes are big fans of salty licorice, and I don't like it. It stays so good, the dish never cools down. It stays hot forever, and it will keep cooking your rice. You gotta keep stirring. That just sounds so good. I love when we put rocks on things, guys. We need more rock-based cooking ware. Yes, they do love their weird fish dishes, like lutefisk. I had one of those weird, when we went to Gothenburg, which is, you know, it is on the sea. It has a really big harbor. One of the things we had was, it was apparently a peasant dish back in the 1800s and before then. And what it was raw herring. It was raw herring. And I gave it an honest try. It was raw herring soaked in vinegar. And I gave it an honest try. I had it with crackers and cheese. And the crackers was like a really flat bread. Really kind of bitter flat bread. And the cheese was like a goat cheese of sorts. Honest to God, genuine peasant food. And I didn't finish. I finished the cheese and I finished the crackers, but I did not finish the soaked in vinegar raw fish. But I tried. I tried. You can ask for a not spicy version. You should be able to find bibimbap. Bibimbap. Kukumba. Yeah, I'm not really privy to a lot of Korean dishes. A lot of my knowledge of Korea is because of my knowledge of Japan and their complicated international relations and how much they don't like each other. It will make your nose run over time, but it's a wonderful spicy feeling. Every spice makes my nose run, so that won't be new. That will not be new. You make me hungry, you're gonna get that mac and cheese after stream. Amen. I'm gonna have some chicken. I'm gonna have chicken. This song is used a lot in music, like it's used a lot in videos as background music, and it's a good one to do. Korean stuff is also thought as the hot place stuff, where you just get a big group together and grill your own stuff, but you can order some dishes like bulgogi or the bibimbap, where they make it fresh. And I highly recommend trying them as long as you like rice and vegetables. I like rice. I'm not a big fan of vegetables, but that's because I'm a literal child. Like, cabbage is big. I'm actually a pretty big fan of cabbage. I like lettuce, I like cabbage, I like spinach. I'm a pretty big fan of those three. I have problems with vegetables, and it's like, oh, you know, like, you didn't eat your vegetables growing up. And that's true. I wasn't forced to eat vegetables growing up a lot. They didn't like to work with me or negotiate with me to eat vegetables. But another big problem I have with eating vegetables is that how wildly different vegetables vary in texture. Right? So if you're eating, like, 6 broccoli, none of those broccoli are gonna be the same. None of those broccoli are gonna be the same. And also, when you're eating, like, say you're eating a beef burrito, and you're just chowing down on that beef and cheese burrito, and everything in it is soft, and then you bite into, like, a bit of a pepper, and then suddenly it crunches. It activates my fight or flight response. You might not be a fan of their fermented radishes. I probably will not be a fan of their fermented radishes. I don't know how to describe it, but it makes me want to vomit. I think I've bitten in. The image I immediately get in my head is you ate flesh. You're eating flesh. This is raw flesh. This is flesh. And it's like, technically, yeah, it's not raw, but it is the flesh of a fruit or a vegetable. But it immediately, like, can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah, baby. You love vegetables. I love eating vegetables. Okay, I love carrots with peanut butter. How do we feel about carrots with peanut butter, chat? I also like apples with peanut butter. Apples with peanut butter are really good. But I'm only a fan of red apples. I don't really like sour foods. There are a lot of people who adore sour foods. I am not one of them. When you go back to the shadow waterfall near where Midna's flashback was, behind the shadow fall, look up. You need to step up your... You're not trying to be judgmental. Peanut butter apples are pretty good, though. Yeah, well, the problem is... I don't make a lot of stuff. Let it be known that I am not a cook in any meaningful way. And also, I don't really have, like, super ready access to a lot of interesting vegetables. And I also just don't like them. I want the treasure. Ah! Okay. Where's the treasure chest? It's up there. I know I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, you should eat, but do you want to be? I know I should. Like, I know it's a thing that if I want to have a healthy and balanced diet, you absolutely have to eat more vegetables. But also, every vegetable on the planet suck. Every vegetable on the planet suck all the time. If they wanted to be eaten, they would be tastier. They wouldn't have such bizarre textures. And they wouldn't be so jarring when I have them. Roasted cauliflower? I don't think I've ever had roasted cauliflower. I was gonna say something about vegetables, but I've totally forgotten now because I'm focusing on the platforming challenge. This is pretty neat, though. Aw, I missed. Didn't that time. Also, you can just eat onions. Oh, I hate onions, though. That is one thing I cannot have. I do not like onions. I do not like onions at all. That might be an unpopular thing to say, but I don't like onions. Ow, that was a lot of damage. You love onion? I can do garlic, but it's gotta be not a lot of garlic. I remember I really appreciated her making dishes for us, but I was living with someone who would make dinner a lot of the time, but she adored garlic to the point of it being like too much. It was too much garlic. I didn't want that much garlic. I didn't like that much garlic. And I didn't want to sound ungrateful or be like, hey, can you make this with less garlic next time? Because, like, that's rude. There's a weird pizza place here that has custom pizzas you can make, and one of them just roast a whole clothes on... You should have Swedish pizza. You guys should try Swedish pizza sometime, because they do horrible things to pizza. You're crazy for those and eat the whole clothes. You're the crazy garlic enjoyer. Sometimes it's too much garlic. There is too much garlic. Why is it spicy? It's too much. You don't need that much garlic. It's okay. It's okay. You can have less garlic. Italians do horrible things to pizza still. I'm talking about like banana curry pizza. It is pizza with banana and curry on it. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what the Italians do. They're allowed to do whatever they want, I think. It's their cultural artifact. I bet they think that deep dish pizza is evil. The Chicago deep dish pizza is evil. Pizza with bananas you might try? Nonsense. No such. There is always such a thing as too much. Nope. It is banana. It is a banana. It is just cooked banana. It's not banana chips. It's cooked banana. Please tell me I got all the chests. Wait, I gotta keep going up? Are you sure about that? Guess we're going back, chat. You do it? You did? Yep. I mean, that's the thing. You always gotta try something at least once, right? Always gotta try something at least once. At least that's it's a good idea. Good motto to... I always do that. I know what I'm not gonna like, and this is the thing that bothers me. I know what I'm not gonna like, right? Like, in the same way that you know that licking a stop sign won't be good, I know what I'm not gonna like. I have been alive long enough to know what foods I'm not gonna enjoy. And yet, I always try them anyways, because I know that people will be like, well, you haven't tried it. And it's like, I know I haven't tried it, but I know me. And I know my taste buds. And I know what I enjoy. So I know that I'm not gonna like it. Doubt you'd find Swedish pizza over there. Yeah, I actually really like getting pizza in Sweden, because you get personal pizzas. Everybody gets their own pizza instead of, like, having a big pizza that everyone shares. You get your own pizza, which meant that I could choose whatever I wanted on it, and that was really nice. Because I am pretty particular about my pizza, but I usually just get cheese, because I know that my version of pizza is not everyone's favorite. So, I liked being able to do the one, like barbecue pineapple pizza. Yeah, there's too many things that sounded bad but ended up great. It's not so much the taste. Again, it's not so much I'm worried about not liking the taste of something. I'm worried that I won't like the texture of it. Right? A lot of the times, I like the taste of stuff. A lot of the times, I like the taste of things. Don't mind it at all. Think it's great, even. But I don't like the way it feels in my mouth. Will they do putting bananas on it? Just make them personal. Amen. Yep. Yeah. And also, the pizzas are very thin. It is all thin crust pizza. They do not have any other type. It is all thin crust pizza. So, I'm pretty sure they gasp in horror at the concept of the deep dish pizza. Yeah, thin crust is pretty good. I'm a pretty big fan of crust in general because I'm a big fan of bread. I love bread. Bread makes me happy. I need more bread in my life, honestly. That was a lot of guys. They cut it into squares and as thin as the crackers with cheese and toppings on them. There's a thing type pizza over here. And you love it. That does sound pretty good. Man, now I'm craving pizza. We're talking about food a little bit too much, guys. I hope everybody who's hungry in the audience is picking up some snacks and stuff. You know, we're talking about food quite a bit. Food's a good thing, though. Food's really good. I'm very glad that food is good. It is one of the things that you can focus on and enjoy and have pleasure in. Food is good. Food is a great topic. You're still full of bibimbap. Kukumba. Zant. Donkey. Isn't this ironic? Here we are, all thanks to the dark magic curse you placed on Stinkle. You speak of magic. Still your tongue for a moment, whelp, and I will tell you both magic and the oppression of ages. Ooh, the people of our tribe, a tribe that mastered the arts of magic, were locked away in this world like insects in a cage. Agatha reference. In the shadows we regressed. So much so that we soon knew neither anger nor hatred, nor even the faintest bloom of desire. Okay. And all of it was the fault of a useless, do-nothing royal family that had resigned itself to this miserable half-existence. He's upset. He's losing his composure. I had served and endured in that depraved household for far too long, my impudent princess. I think it's so funny that he's calling the depraved household people who are just, like, largely aloof and miserable. That's a really funny way to use depraved. You're so depraved, you feel nothing! You want nothing! And why, you ask? He would be so hard to understand right now. Because I believed I would be the next to rule our people. That is why! His voice would be Dopplered so hard. But would they acknowledge me as their king? No! And as such, I was denied the magic powers befitting our ruler. It was then, in the thrall of hatred and despair, that I turned my eyes to the heavens and found a god. Wow. Hard to understand. And what is this guy's problem? A lot. The guy's got issues. Throw yourself onto the ground like a Disney princess. Yeah! Collapse. Collapse and weep. Look at him, he's so dramatic. Is Xanta theater kid? Collapse. Don't do it. He has a problem and they decided to become the problem. Indeed. As people with problems sometimes do. They then decide to become everyone's problem. Like Genghis Khan, ruler of the Mongolian Empire. What he kind of? I was like, this is Marge. Marge Sippin's here, everybody. If there is anything you desire, then I shall desire it too. Marge or Yoda? Yeah, unfortunately for me, the voice is the exact same. My Marge and my Yoda impression are the same guy. Everybody has a Kermit impression. I can't do Marge, and I can't do Yoda. I do Marge Yoda. My god had only one wish. Was it something cool? To merge shadow and light, and make darkness. I don't think that's how darkness is made, but I might not be the expert on that. This is very cool. You shooting me with beams? Nope. Okay. We're gonna have to figure out what to do with him. I got blue potion. Bro, it's Kingdom Hearts logic. I can do Yoda or Kermit, but no Marge. Yep, Marge is hard. It's hard to do Marge's voice. I really like the random... I really like the random Simpsons clips I get every now and then. Nice! I like the one where it's Margin and her mom, and she's like, "This is a cornfield, honey," and then they got shot at by a plane. Interesting that it's the mini-boss fight and not the boss fight. This is probably made much easier by the fact that I can run at full speed. This is probably not very fair, guys. He's got the twin blickies. He can shoot so fast. Speaking of twin blickies, this is a kind of a stretch. Do I have to wear my armor? This is kind of a stretch, but stick with me here. I was playing Marvel Rivals with friends, and they just added the hood, and he's got the twin blickies. And I'm kind of mad at how good the skin design in that game is. I'm a sucker for cosmetics in video games. It is my problem. I want to have cool skins and cosmetics in any video game I play, and Marvel Rivals has a lot of really, really good skins. But I was thinking about, does Korea still have that censorship law where you can't show samurai in media? Does Korea still have that law? Do you guys know about that law? Ow. There goes my full health. You can say you like the swimsuits. I did get really lucky with Lady Loki's swimsuits. I decided to do the roll the dice mechanic and try to see if I got the Lady Loki swimsuit skin, and I got the full max prize first try. My friend was very upset at me. I thought that was funny. Ow. And you gotta hit him in the butt, just like the original. Good stuff. You do remember that law? No idea if that's still active. The what? You have to look it up. What was I talking about? The swimsuit skin for Lady Loki? I got very lucky in that you have to pop the balloons in order to get the rewards, and you can win the grand prize and get all the rewards in one pop if you're feeling lucky and you really want to gamble. It's their... I mean... even the Lady Loki. I have both Lady Loki skins because I'm kind of down bad for Lady Loki, I gotta be honest. She's tall, she's dark-haired, she has a great voice, and she is a trickster goddess. I really like that combination a lot. I mortal drawed your butt! Little after you said you got the Captain America swimsuit instead. They shouldn't have nerfed it. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. They shouldn't have nerfed it. Why are people so afraid of Pingus? It's just a Pingus. It's okay. It's not gonna hurt you. Captain America is huge. It's alright. We all knew this. Ah! Ow. Oh, he's messing me up. This is harder than, this is harder than the actual Blizzetta fight. God bless, he was messing me up. Never asked Loki what they were doing while they were a lady horse. That's where, Odin's grandson, Sleipnir, came from. Odin rides Sleipnir into battle. Sleipnir is very fast because he has 8 legs. And Sleipnir roughly translates to Slippy. This is my grandson, Slippy. He's my horse. It's not good. Yeah, it's just a large peen. It's not gonna hurt you. It's okay. You're all right. It's fine. You don't even have to look at it. Yeah, I like his theme a lot. This boss fight is actually kind of really growing on me, I gotta say. I'm having a lot of fun. I thought this boss fight was lame, but this is actually pretty fun. Uh-oh, I'm having fun. Somebody call the police. Do I have to hit him? He's so little, though! But I liked playing the game with my friends. I've been having fun playing the Marvel Rivals game with my friends. Which might also be illegal. I don't know. I think it's interesting because I played a lot of Overwatch for quite a bit of time over the last decade, right? Off and on. Usually with a couple of years in the gaps. It's not like I've played non-stop for over a decade. But I'm pretty decent at Overwatch. But the thing about Overwatch is that the game is very, very, very team-based. It's a lot harder to carry a match in Overwatch than it is, say, in, like, something like Destiny or Counter-Strike or Valorant, right? Where one person can absolutely run the match and ruin it for everyone else. Overwatch is very team-based. Marvel Rivals is still more individual based, where one bad person or one good person can determine whether your team is together or not. You wonder if Deadlock might be a fun one? I haven't tried it. Deadlock is more MOBA-like, though, right? It's more like League or Smite. I liked Smite. I played a lot of Smite. I enjoy Smite because I like mythologies and I like gods, and I think it's cool. And I liked playing the Deathmatch Arena mode quite a bit. I didn't play the Conquest mode a lot, but I liked the Deathmatch Arena mode a lot. Ah, so we do have hit a good mode. You like Deadlock? Do you feel like once Overwatch, the tank was the one who carried the game? Yep. Tank diff means a lot in Overwatch now, and I think that's really sad. Because I used to love tanking in Overwatch 1. Tank was my favorite role to play in Overwatch 1 when I wasn't playing support. Because I usually ended up playing support because I didn't trust other people to heal. But here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Zant uses like Kopesh. Yeah, they're kind of Kopesh in that. I think they might be Kopeshes. I don't know if there's a... I think they're called scimitars, typically. He's using, like, scimitars, but they do have a shape similar to Kopesh's. Ow. Very good. This is a very unthreatening move. You look kind of silly, old man. I want to hit you with the ball. Ow. Big spin. Okay. Ow. Ow. How many hearts of damage is he doing? He's kind of hitting me pretty hard. Scimitars are usually what that person is. Yeah, but they never come out, I think. Kopeshes are less sword and more axe. They don't really act like swords. The curve of the blade is what makes them act more like an axe. Yeah, and I think that's it. No more Zant. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Zant is a pretty interesting villain. I think out of the Zelda fake-out villains where it's like, oh, Ganondorf was the real one the entire time, Zant's probably one of my favorites. Sorry, you're still imp. You traitors! Traitors! You want to know why none would call you king? It was your eyes, Zant. All saw it. A lust for power burning in your pupils. Did you think we'd forget our ancestors lost their king to such greed? Midna, foolish Twilight princess. The curse on you cannot be broken. It was placed on you by the magic of my god. The power you held as leader of the Twilight will never return. Already he has descended and been reborn in this world. As long as my master Ganon survives, he will resurrect me without cease. I do like that Minna does not hesitate. She just straight up kills him. I used just a fraction of the power that's in me now. I did that using only a fraction of my ancestors' magic? Don't worry. You blew him up. You popped him like a balloon. It's okay. It wasn't very gory. He didn't leave behind much residue. Willful traitors all. So I guess he was just totally proven wrong after more like 1 hour more of gameplay. Yep, I like that. He's just dead. He's like, Ganondorf will resurrect me. No, he won't. Ganondorf doesn't care about you. Now is the time. We must save Zelda. The evil power Zant was wielding, I couldn't take it from him. But at least I still have the magic of my ancestors. With that, I can return the cherished powers Zelda bestowed upon me. Thank you for caring so much about the world's princess. Princess Zelda is dead. I do like that. And there we go! Look at that! 20 hearts! Yep, I'm done here. 20 hearts! We'll see. I haven't died since the beginning, if you guys don't remember. I feel like did I die in Goron Mines? Is that the last time I died? Goron Mines? Has anyone been keeping track on that? I haven't. So Ganondorf was just using Zant to help him return to the world of light. I guess now we know the true nature of that barrier over Hyrule Castle. He's in Hyrule Castle, I'm sure of it. Princess Zelda is in grave danger. We must return to the world of light and hurry to the castle. Unfortunately for you. Why do these guys just moan? They just moan when I appear. It's strange. Yeah, I kept falling in the lava. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. Speaking of falling. Ah, you have to stand in the magic circle. My bad. My bad. You have to stand in the magic circle, guys. Did you know that? You have to stand in the lotus flower. Very nice. Alright, so, you know what we're gonna do, chat? Gerudo Mesa. Gerudo Mesa. I need to play Warframe again. Mesa's in the game. Oh, the reason why I was talking about the Korean law that you're not allowed to show samurai is because there was a really cool skin for Iron Man that was Iron Samurai. But I'm like, can they show this in Korea? Because I know, like, Marvel Rivals is technically spearheaded by a Chinese development team. Which I feel like is why there are so many references to and so many skins about Chinese mythology. And why they made Iron Fist an actual Chinese man. But your power is a gift given only to those with confidence to wield it. Thanks, mysterious voice. I thought that was interesting. I was wondering if that skin was visible in Korea or if it was censored. I only learned of that censorship law because of Pokemon. Because there's a character who wears samurai armor in Pokemon, and they censor him in international releases, specifically in Korea. Yeah, Marvel Rivals from NetEase, a Chinese company. Indeed! Indeed. I like that you can earn the skins in Marvel Rivals, very technically. It is not easy to do so. This would probably be easier if I used, that would probably have been way easier if I used the Gale Boomerang. And it wouldn't have wasted precious arrow resources. They censored a lot of things in Pokemon, like Porygon! Even though that was Pikachu's fault, they censored poor Porygon. So you assume they'll have a non-skull version of him for China? That is true, because they're not allowed to show bones, right? Which is really dumb, IMO. I don't know what's up with that. Is there like a religious no, because they're communists. They don't do religion, right? I actually don't know China's religious practices because of the communism. Don't know if it's bones, but I know it's at least skulls. Yeah, because they had to, you know, the necromechs in Warframe had to have a non-skull version. And it's one of the reasons why Digital Extremes can't do skins with skulls in it. Or at least really don't like doing it. These guys are messing me up. This is a way to recharge your arrows, though, I guess. There's a specific part in the human brain that was reserved for recognizing human skulls. Yeah, because death is bad and scary. Yeah, for Chinese games, you often just see stone metal masks as skull sensors, and it works well enough. Yes, indeed. But, like, Ghost Rider is the skull guy. That's what he does. He has a skull for a face, because he's the Ghost Rider. They should get Nicolas Cage to voice Ghost Rider. Aren't they making a new Ghost Rider thing? Am I wrong about that? Is Ghost Rider getting a new property? I like Ghost Rider because I'm edgy. I think he's really cool. I like that his special ability is completely useless. The penance stare. When has it ever been? The big problem with the penance stare is that it has a very, very stupid drawback in that the person has to feel bad in order to get affected by it. And it's like, of course they don't get affected by it then. It's like, no, you can't use the penance stare on Punisher because he doesn't feel bad. This is like what is it called? The trial in Wind Waker? I only know the Cave of Ordeals. I was gonna make a joke about Wind Waker and I messed it up. I ruined it. I'm sorry. I might just do a Flaming Head guy. It's Flaming Head guy! In China, I hope. He's gotta have a skull in the US. Or we won't ever see Ghost Riders, but I doubt we'll... I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Ghost Rider. The headstone hit hideout of pain and birthing bugs. Yeah, that one. The body birthing bugs. Tektites. Tektites. Here they come. Tektites. Yeah! That was awesome. I finally got to use the cool move. That was amazing. I was like, this isn't gonna work, and it worked. Buggers! Was there a frame drop right when I did it? Or was it because I hit so many enemies at once and it, like, yeah, the frame drop? That makes sense. Buggers! I should have got soup for this. What do I have? 2 fairies, a blue potion, and a Great Fairy's Tears. We don't need blue potion. We need soup. The game lagged. Yeah, because I hit so many guys at once with an awesome move. Hello. I like this Great Fairy a lot. I like her dumb, like, cow lips, I suppose. How can I say this without it sounding mean? She has a very doe face. Like the downturned eyes, the big lips, the big ears. Welcome, hero, to the Cave of Ordeals. Thank you for calling me by my formal title. I am the Great Fairy. I reign over all fairies of this realm. Hey, ma'am, your textures are glitching the frick out. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Ordon Spring. Wow! I forgot she does this. Save the Tears might be able to get another bottle of them. Oh, on your screen, she's not glitching the frick out. Why is she glitching the frick out on my screen? Do you guys see her wings glitching out? So it seems the skulls in the undead can revoke bad luck or disrespect toward the deceased in ancestral traditions. And the Chinese have a review board that is run by their government. They do have a cultural review board. I do know of the cultural review board. So it's in a strict law, but because they're picky, game companies opt to play it on the safe side. Government-run censorship. Yep. The review board is why Wu Chang had that update that ruined its stories. Do you guys know Wu Chang Fallen Feathers? Do you guys know that game? It was a Souls-like that was actually really cool. I liked Wu Chang a lot. But then it had a massive update. Nobody knows if it was actually enforced by the Cultural Review Board, but they were investigated by the Chinese government that made them change a lot of the story. Yeah, that's the Souls-like. You just know the same. You're still so sad about Wu Chang. I am also really sad about Wu Chang. I can't believe they did that to Jane Wu Chang. So, I'm gonna take a second. The Great Fairy can take a second. She's okay. Yeah, but this is my favorite Great Fairy, I think. I think this is the... I really love her ethereal wings that kind of... They almost look like they're trying to evoke Ninetales, like a kitsune out of her, and I think that's really cool. Wu Chang, the story is following the fall of the Han Dynasty, where the Xiongnu people are invading from the north. I talked about them during the City of the Sky, the Xiongnu people. But it features a lot of Chinese cultural heroes who were present at the end of the Han Dynasty. And Wu Chang goes around and kills them. Goes around and kills a lot of those cultural heroes because there's demons and the mandate of heaven has fallen. But the problem that a lot of people have, especially, so a lot of Chinese nationalists got really angry that a major plot point of the game is attacking the Han Chinese officials. Even though Wu Chang is a pirate, she is not related to the government at all. And a major message of the story is that things come to an end and things must die. The Han Chinese, the dynasty had to move on. It was done. In what caused the rot in China is the mandate of heaven being refused to pass on. It's a very Dark Souls story that things have cycles, and if you ignore the cycle, you invite decay. And so you killed a lot of, up to and including the Han Chinese emperor at the time. But, of course, a lot of Chinese nationals got really mad and demanded that they change the story, and the Chinese Cultural Commission got involved. So the devs had to change the story to where you actually don't kill any of the major Chinese heroes. Instead, they just get back up and go, Wu Chang, you have passed my test. Thank you for this battle. And then when you finally kill the Han Chinese emperor, his body is just on the ground and it says he's sleeping peacefully or something like that. It's really bad. It is really, really bad. Oh, you need an ancient power that allows you to walk along a cliff without a single foothold. If you want to give up the fight for now and go re-equip yourself, I can return you to the surface. You need merely speak to me. I would love to talk to you, but I'm good, thank you. Yep, it was an update for everyone. I think they erred on the side of caution and made it not just an update for China and made it an update for everywhere because they didn't want to get investigated more. It seems like they're a pretty new company and this was their their first major attempt at something like this. But the problem is now they will always be remembered as the ones who ruined the game story to appease the Chinese government. But it's like, what could they do? That was a total damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I'm losing a lot of health. Oh man, I'm taking a lot of unnecessary damage. Yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks. I hate nationalism. Can I put that on my official channel banner? I hate nationalism. I think it is so stupid. Nationalism is dumb. It makes no sense. And nationalists ruin it for everyone else. I think one of the major complaints is that you can't fight the Xiongnu at all. That you're only fighting the Han Chinese. And it's like, yeah? Because the Xiongnu are more of a symptom than like an actual... That is a huge chew. Oh, wait. Isn't this room you can get a golden chew if you're fast enough? I don't remember. I know there's a really popular mod on PC to revert the story changes, like roll back the updates to a previous version, and I might do that because I do like the game. If you're lucky enough, there's a golden shoe somewhere in here. Yeah, you can... I don't know if it was in that room, but I know that there is. I think it's funny that you can do that. I mean, this requires no... But it also destroys the bubble in the first place. So they can't just immediately hop back into it. That's something you do if you ever played the game. Yep. And I recommend it, because the actual base game is pretty cool. And the story that they were telling is not something that's new, but it is done well enough that it's fun. Right? And it deserved more respect than it got. I like the way the game, like, freaks out because you get more than one enemy. If you're... I'm reading old chats. I'm just checking. Pretty sure that was the room with it, but I could be wrong. Oh! That's a lot of boblins. Do they just sit... Okay, so where does the Great Fairy get most of these monsters? Because, like, for a lot of them, it's believable that they could sustain themselves down here for quite a bit of time. Like, of course, the bubbles don't need anything. The Stalfos don't need anything. The Keese and Rats, yeah, okay. They probably subsist off of just... But, like, the boblins? How did they get down here? At least we're making a lot of money. I'm wondering if she, like, transports them specifically for us to fight. Or if she got a monster infestation in her house and she's, like, she's setting it up like it's a gauntlet to test our heroism, but it's actually just pest control. She doesn't want them in her house anymore. No way! This is nice! That was cool. Oh, that was cool. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. Ah! I'm taking a lot of unnecessary damage. The Great Fairy teleports you out. So one can presume she kidnaps them to put them in her menagerie for us to murder. Now that is some actual Fae logic. That is some interesting Fae logic. Where she just kidnaps monsters from around the world so that you can murder them. There's still yet more dog. I thought there was ghost rats or something. I love Fae. I think they're really cool. I need to have, like, an actual Fae in one of my D&D games. I need to play an actual D&D game. For, like, once. Yeah, she is a Fae. And I like that for her. Wow! That was cool. I like the way the game stops to tell you you hit an enemy. That is pretty cool. And when you hit more than one enemy like that in one sword swing where it hits... Like, there it is! Do you guys see it? Okay, we gotta be fast. No! That's so sad. That's so sad, chat. We tried our best, but I'm bad. One of the problems is that I'm not very good. We beeline towards it, got it, but didn't get the bottle out fast enough. I like how big the chews get. That's pretty fun. And we don't have to have a special weapon to hurt them or kill them. They change a lot from game to game, don't they? Chew get pretty different depending on the game they're in. Woo! Hey, woman. It's our lady. Oh, she's standing for us. She's got like a tie-dye Technicolor skirt. Guys, on my screen, she's glitching the frick out. Is she freaking out for you guys too? I am impressed that you made it this far. Yep, she is kind of a little bit. You see a little bit of it. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Faron Spring. From this point on, you will have need of the power that allows one to break through massive frozen blocks of ice. If you want to give up the fight for now and go re-equip yourself, I can return you to the surface. You need merely speak to me. It's just a bit of flicker. For me, it's crazy. It is a lot of flicker on my side. You wonder if it's FPS difference between game and stream? You had that early in Super Metroid. It might be. For me, she's flickering like crazy. There is a little bit of flicker on your end, but not a lot. And I think that's interesting. Ow. Why are there Baka-Blins? I mean, technically, I could just be wearing the matched armor. Very nice. Die. I always take a lot of damage when it's little, like a bunch of little enemies. There's a bunch of little guys trying to bite you with their little hands and their little teeth. Ruining your life. Where's this bat? Seriously, where's this? Is it a bat or a rat? Where is it? It's ghost rats! How come I can only hurt them when I'm in ghost mode? I can't hurt them when I'm like human. Or even just dogging it out. I have to see them. Ooh. Ooh. Dog can smell them better, but you would think the dog would be able to hurt them even... Ah, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know why I did that. You would think the dog would be able to stall them. That's pretty awesome. Always just one left, huh? That's pretty awesome. I know the Cave of Ordeals will be the last thing we do tonight, and then tomorrow it's pretty much just Pose and the Ganon, or if we play tomorrow. I do have to say, I might play Marvel Rivals with my friends. We haven't decided yet. That's pretty good. Why is this weapon particularly good at murdering the undead? And I haven't decided. I think I'm going to play a little bit of Age of Mythology after this, but then I'm like, do I keep playing Age of Mythology, or do I go play One Punch Man? I don't know. I don't know. I got Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. I know. I know. But it's very fun, and I've been having a good time. But one of my favorite things about it is that they added actually a couple of new civs that weren't in the base Age of Empires 3. One of which is the Swedes, which really makes sense as a civ to add to the time period of Age of Empires 3, that the Swedes would be in it, because, you know, the Swedish Empire was a thing. The Swedes controlled the Baltic states, and I like playing them as a lot. I like recognizing the home city being Stockholm and being able to go, I've been there, I've been there, I've seen that is pretty cool. Ball and chain is made of silver. Weak to bludgeoning. These are both true facts. Oh, it can... Huh. Did you guys know it could do that to Stalfos? You like the Swedes in Civilization 6? They have Queen Christina as the, figure in Civilization 6, which I thought was really interesting. In Age of Empires 3, they have her father, Gustavus Adolphus, who is possibly one of the greatest kings that Sweden has ever had. Which makes sense that they have Gustavus Adolphus. He's the guy who kind of made Sweden a regional power. So that it's interesting that... I don't really know what her deal is, but she's a big nerd. But yes, she, so Queen Christina is a very interesting and somewhat controversial figure in Swedish history, because she, unlike her father, was a massive nerd. Her father, Gustavus Adolphus, was super, like, think like an actual swashbuckler type guy. He was a brilliant general and a brilliant statesman. He was super fun to talk to. A lot of people loved him. He was a big cavalry commander, would often personally lead charges in the 30 Years' War. And there's a story about him where he had been captured by the enemy, I think it was the Germans, and they were holding him hostage, but through some obfuscation, he managed to trick the Germans into getting a sword, and he cut his ropes and then tossed the sword into the air and fought off all the German attackers, and he even had like a one-line quip to say afterwards. And so, like, he was a true swashbuckler type guy. But he ended up dying in the 30 Years' War. He was shot off his horse. And it was a big blow to the Swedish. And then his daughter, his eldest daughter, his only child, I believe, Queen Christina, became King of Sweden. There was not a real law for a queen regent at the time, so she was the King of Sweden. And she was very, yeah, so he was, I think 1600s. The 1600s, so kind of the early modern period. He ruled, I think, from like 1607 to 1620 something. Not very long, about 20 years. Early modern period. And his daughter, Queen Christina, when she was born, the regent, I think his name was Otto. I don't know if I'm getting him mixed up with Otto von Bismarck, but I'm pretty sure his name was Otto. Was like, don't worry, king, you can always have another child. And he was like, what do you mean? This is your king, referring to his daughter, right? And because, you know, he was Gustavus Adolphus, no one wanted to dispute him on that. So when he passed away, Queen Christina became King of Sweden at like the age of 8 or something like that. But she was kind of a very unpopular noble because she only was interested in learning and in books. And she really didn't get along with a lot of the other nobles. She didn't want to get married because she didn't want to have to give up her regency to a man. So she refused to get married and give them an heir. And she was also very likely a lesbian. So her front for not getting married was most likely like not true. She just didn't like men. And she really, really went out of her way to lessen the power of the nobles. And she did it in some clever ways. So the noble houses in Sweden, there wasn't a lot of them. There was like 200. And then during her reign, she just made more and more and more and more nobles. I think it went from like 200 to 3,000 noble houses, just so that she could keep them squabbling amongst each other and they wouldn't fight her. They got a king from Poland. They got a king from Poland. They asked a guy if he would take the throne, and he said yes. Yep. So he was a prince of Poland. And they asked him if he would come, and that's the current dynasty, actually. The dynasty of Gustavus Adolphus was the Vasa dynasty, and it ended with Christina. And she didn't die on the throne. What happened is that there was a pretty outspoken nobleman who was a historian, and he wrote books, and he was very popular, and he criticized the queen. So she declared him a traitor. And then his son also criticized Queen Christina, and she had them both executed. And this was an incredibly unpopular decision that led her father's advisor, this same Otto, to go, hey, if you don't abdicate, we will have a rebellion. And you are not popular enough to weather a rebellion. So he advised her to abdicate under the condition that she could do basically whatever she wanted. So she abdicated the Swedish throne and got a library and a stipend and a girlfriend. And she lived the rest of her life doing that. But she is a very interesting historical figure. A pretty, effective queen, all things considered. Yes, she was a massive nerd. She didn't want to rule. She wanted the stuff that came with ruling. But she was a pretty effective queen, all things considered. But she was forced to abdicate. And I think it's really interesting that Civ 6 uses her and not her father. I don't know if Gustavus Adolphus is in any of the Civ games. I am impressed that you made it this far, hero. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Elden Spring. From this point on, you will have need of the power that allows one to become master of lifeless statues. If you want to give up the fight for now and go re-equip yourself, I can return you to the surface. You need merely speak to me. They had her father in 5. Let me look that up. That makes sense. I would imagine him being in... But, he's a pretty important figure. Oh yeah, Civ 5. How does he look in Civ 5? I've never played Civ 5. (1611 to 1632), and he's the founder of Sweden as a great power, which is true. I've seen his horse. Like his actual taxidermied horse. Because when he died, they taxidermied his horse. And I've also seen his armor, and I've also seen the bloody cloth where they kept his heart. Because his grieving wife cut out his heart and put it in a box. As was a common mourning practice of the lowland Germans at the time, because she was a lowland German. But a lot of the nobles in Sweden thought that was particularly macabre. And again, the same advisor who advised Christina to abdicate was like, my queen, you should probably stop doing that. It's making the nobles nervous. But I'm like, that's what I want. If you don't cut out my heart and put it in a box and carry it with you for the rest of your days, did you actually love me? He was kind of a redhead, kind of a blondish man. He has a bigger beard than what he's usually depicted with. But interesting figure. Very swashbuckling figure. And yeah, founded Sweden as a great power. So it makes sense that they put his daughter in 6th then. Because she's also a great leader in her own right. Well, not a great leader. She's a strong leader. How about that? That's probably more accurate. Not a great leader, but a strong-willed person. And she did do stuff for Sweden. Like, that's why her legacy is so complicated. Because she did do a lot of stuff for Sweden. She continued a lot of her father's reforms. Especially in education and the like. Because that was one of the reasons that Gustavus Adolphus was so popular, is that he empowered the peasantry a lot. He really liked education and social reform. But he was also really popular with the nobles, because he was a distinctive and memorable leader, which is good for a series of the same ones for a while there. Yep! You just end up seeing a lot of Gandhi. I think that's one of my favorite... I think that's one of my favorite things about the leaders in Civ. I know that Theodora, leader of the Byzantines, was actually in an earlier Civ campaign, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Because, I don't know if they switched over to Justinian, or if they kept using Theodora. Byzantines was one of my more popular... one of the factions I like playing. I am really bad at Civ 6, let it be known. I am straight up trash at Civ 6. I am really bad at those map management games. I just don't get them. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't want to give up Theodora either. She's awesome. Cleopatra was pretty fun. I think I usually play Theodora or Teddy. Teddy Roosevelt. Because I liked the Hard Times Come Again No More in the background. Sounds like you with Stellaris. It's not the same company, right? Sid Meier's Civilization is not the same company as Paradox. Is it the same company? I don't know. I got the full, like, Civ, everything it has, all of it, all the stuff it has, for, like, $2 on a mega sale. And I haven't played it in a long time because I am just so bad at it. But I like watching other people play it. You might have to teach me Civ, Jake. Would you teach me Civ? Not the same company? Okay. Different map game. I like Total War. That's a map game I can play really well. Total War is a map game I can play really well, and the Age of series is a map game I can play really well. Not multiplayer well, just good enough to beat like several hard AI at once. And that's a different skill. Oh, these are ghost rats. I would like to be good at Civ. This is... Whoa, words. Specifically Civ 6. There's something about the art style of Civ 6 that makes me really happy. I love the way the characters look. 6 and 7 are also starting to get a little bloated. 6, 7, sorry. There's kind of a meta for Civ, but if you just mean a better grasp on the mechanics, sure. Yes, I have no clue what's happening, is my big problem with Civ. I have no clue what's happening. I'm like, I don't get preserves or yields, and I don't know when's a good time to chop, and I don't know what, and like what wonders to build, or what you should be doing or looking for in your faction. And I know that there's like different versions of different leaders, and those versions have like great disparities in power difference. I also have a problem in those games where I don't like things... This is like the entirety of the Civ game though. I don't like things being anachronistic. So I get a little bit peeved that one of the main things about Civ 6 is trying to get through the tech tree as fast as possible. But I'll look down and see that the time is 15:28, and I'll look up and see that people are fighting with fighter jets, and I get a little bit upset. It's very much a game of snowballing. It all depends on your leader in Civ. Oh man. Which is what led to the... Isn't 7 not considered a good game right now? And it hasn't been for a couple of years. Like, 6 is considered better than... 6 is considered better than 7. Because 7, 8, 9. Ah, how about that? That was pretty good, huh? Did we like that? Ah, the F-teen. Yep, that's my problem. I'm looking at the year and I'm like, you shouldn't have that. Did you guys know Helm Splitter instantly kills these guys? Pretty cool. Nah, 7 isn't great, but they really tried to address the snowballing in the most overhanded way. Did they overcorrect? Did they overcorrect? That's not good. I gotta say, playing Age of Empires 3, the definitive edition, I think Age of Mythology Retold is a little bit better than the re-release of Age of Empires 3. Not because, like, the presentation of Age of Mythology is better. Like, the acting and the music and the visuals are better in Age of Mythology Retold. The gameplay of Age of Empires Definitive Edition, it fixes a lot of the problems I had with the first game. And it's because they did indeed hire fans. So much of the lack of fun, the F-16 came out in the 60s, not the 1960s, the regular 60s. You know, 60 AD, that's when the F-15 was used to conquer the known world. Alexander the Great used the M1 Abrams to conquer his, through his way through Persia. This is a known fact. This is hard. This is a difficult area. Two for one! I took damage for it, though. So much of the lack of fun is how the game will hard reset you a couple times and delete your attack and armies. Just start a new start? Oh, interesting. So, like, you have, like, a knowledge drain? That would be an interesting game mechanic. It wouldn't be fun every time. Because it's like, oh no, the burning of the Library of Alexandria, oh no. Because, like, knowledge drains happen in history quite a bit. You know, we forgot a lot of stuff a lot of times over. There was a lot of, like, ancient Egyptian archaeologists trying to figure out how to read hieroglyphics because it's been 2,000 years since those things have been written. That's crazy to think about, but it happened. But if it's forced on you, then it's not fun. Then it's not a fun mechanic. It's a drawback. Genghis Khan had a personally customized KV-2 battle tank. And Napoleon was running over Europe with his giant death robots. That's why he was so hard to deal with. I love the Dark Nuts with maces. I'm a huge fan of the Dark Nuts with maces. Aw, I got rid of his cool helmet. Ow! That hit like chickens. That's one who's now ready to go. I was hoping to get a little bit of a hit on the other one there. That's one down. These are such cool enemies. That's another one. I have to focus on these guys. Nice! Very cool. Very good enemies. I actually like playing the French in Age of Empires 3. I like their special gendarmes. I like their special cavalry. Gendarmes. There she is! The lady! She's still glitching the frick out for me. I am impressed that you made it this far, hero. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Lineru Spring. From this point on, you will have need of the power that allows one to move freely from wall to wall. If you want to give up the fight for now and go re-equip yourself, I can return you to the surface. You need merely speak to me. Is this the last section? Are we almost done? Yep, the convenient hair, stupid hair. It's, I think the okay. There they all are, in a row, like a terracotta army. I think it's called, like, Godiva censorship, if we're gonna go by TV tropes. Like Lady Godiva. Does anybody know Lady Godiva? Anybody a big fan of Lady Godiva? Yeah, she has chocolate. Yes, indeed. I think Godiva chocolate is indeed named after Lady Godiva. Lady Godiva is famous for her ride. I think it's an apocryphal story. I don't know if it's an actual historical event. But apparently she rode nude on a horse through a city for some reason. I don't remember her actual reasoning. But it's also where we get Peeping Tom. Yeah, the naked ride on her horse. And she is often depicted as preserving her modesty with her very long hair. So anytime you have hair censorship, it's like Lady Godiva censorship. Yeah, like Lady Godiva! I forgot about that lyric. I'm gonna go, there's stopping me. I forgot about that song. Cultural reference. Understood. I don't know how, like, to me, Lady Godiva is kind of like, yeah, you know, everybody knows Lady Godiva. But I don't think that she's actually as culturally known as I think she is. I'm pretty sure that's where we get the term Peeping Tom. You've been getting all the cultural references so far? It's because I have lots of practice getting references. I have lots of practices getting references. Ow, 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 ow. I am getting rocked. I am taking a lot of damage. You didn't know Lady Godiva? You don't know how to spell her name? Godiva. Godiva. Pretty sure that's where we get Peeping Tom. Because Tom... was a late Anglo-Saxon noblewoman who is relatively well documented as the wife of Leofric, Earl of Mercia, and a patron of various churches and monasteries. She is mainly remembered for a legend dating back to at least the 13th century, in which she rode naked, covered only by her long hair, through the streets of Coventry to gain a remission of the oppressive taxation that her husband, Leofric, imposed on his tenants. The name Peeping Tom for a voyeur originates from later versions of this legend, in which a man named Thomas watched her ride and was struck blind or dead. How is that his fault? What do you mean? How is that his fault? She rode naked through the city to protest her husband's taxes, and he saw it and went, oh wow, that's awesome. So you could even watch her ride, and then he died! Yeah, like, you couldn't even watch it happen, especially because she was protesting. She was like, my husband will not let up on the oppressive taxes of my people, so I will shame him by showing everyone my naked body. And then the guy who was there to see it died! That is so ancient Greek of them, actually. Can't get surrounded. Don't let the enemies surround you. Only a fool lets them get. Only a fool lets themselves get surrounded. Lydia, House Carl, Skyrim, 2011. It was for a politics cause. Yeah, that's political activism. It's like all the topless people who are protesting climate change for some reason. I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's shock, right? Like, it's for the purpose of shock. But I think people are not paying attention to climate change when you're doing that. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. She was apparently wearing her long hair, so it wasn't even like she was completely naked. I think she was struck, I think Tom was struck dead by God. She was struck dead by God. So, take that as you will. But yeah, Lady Godiva, important English figure. I don't think she's a saint, but she is well remembered for her patronage of churches and the poor. I get the reason why, though. If seeing nudity is extremely memorable or causes discussion controversy, then that's getting over the main hurdle of indifference. But then the problem is that the shock of it outweighs the actual discussion. It's the same people who glue themselves to roads, right? Where, like, yes, actual disruption is important for the discussion, but instead all you're doing is letting people pass laws that make it legal to run over protesters, right? And there is, like, a lot of, I'm probably gonna let myself die. Yep. A lot of those oil activism groups are funded by oil companies so that they can make them do really annoying or out there protests, or suggest really annoying or out there protests, so that people equate oil activism with really annoying or dangerous protests. There are several countries who are, there are several people who want to have it that you can run over protesters. I think there's some in the United States. Laws in some states may provide limited immunity for drivers who hit protesters blocking traffic, but this does not exempt them from criminal prosecution. For example, Florida's law allows drivers to defend themselves in civil lawsuits if they felt threatened, but they can still face criminal charges. So, there are laws in, like, Texas and in Florida where you can indeed run over a political protester if you feel quote-unquote threatened. I mean, like, but defending yourself, right? Like, you know how that's gonna be interpreted, right? But that's like why the stop oil protests always involved defacing, like, famous paintings and stuff like that, because it was outrage mechanics to make people hate oil protesters. At least that's my conspiracy theory. I have heard that this is a very dumb way to deal with these guys. Okay, this is what I was afraid of. The Poe is gonna make this very difficult. Please lock on. Thank you. Officer, the protester was bearing her breath. I felt scared for my life. Real. I'm pretty sure that Putin got targeted by a naked protester once. You know, Vladimir Putin of Russia fame. This is the hard room. It's mostly the Poe that I'm actually worried about. Okay, that's one down. Because, like, nobody is gonna target Van Gogh's sunflowers because it uses oil acrylic. Like, that's not gonna happen. That's not real. That is a fake, made-up reason. It's outrage mechanics. There you go. That's a way to deal with them. There's a golden shoe in here. Don't do it! I need to get to the chew! No! No! Why is scooping chew jelly so hard? I knew they were... Yeah, you have to finagle it to get them to be weak to it. Why are the last couple rooms so annoying? God, please! This is rough. 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 Holy the Jesus, this is hard. I don't remember these rooms being this difficult. Ball and chain, my best friend. I just need to not, like, be staggered for a little bit. I'm sure there are better ways to not take damage, but this is my way to do it right now. Holy the Jesus. Difficult room, difficult fight, difficult area. Holy goodness. I wanted that golden shoe so bad, guys. But they trick you. They put the bunch of redeads in front of it. So you have to fight so hard. I think it's interesting that they only block the first door with the item you need. I wonder why they do that. Because wouldn't it make sense? Ouch. These rooms are really rough. I think there's also ghost traps in these. I think I'm not being affected by the ghost rats in... please pull it back faster. I think I'm not being affected by the ghost rats in... because of the cheat, yeah. Ow, please. I think they kind of... You're not really... Like, you're really not meant to fight more than one enemy type in this game. Because they're very difficult if you fight more than one type of enemy at a time. And that's what, like, a lot of the dungeons are missing. Because you fight one enemy type at a time. You fight, like, one type of guy. But, like, the second you put two types of guys in the room together, suddenly it becomes way more difficult. And I think that's really interesting. I am also taking double damage, which is pretty rough. But I'm interested in the because a lot of the complaints about Twilight Princess is that it's very tough, right? And I would agree with that complaint. But this is, like, actually pretty difficult for me. And it might just be that I'm bad. It might just be I am pretty bad at the, but this room without the cheat would be so hard to move in. And then I'm thinking about that last room with the Bulblins, the Redeads, the Chew. You're like, oh my god. There's so many guys. Yeah, the mega damage you're taking is doing numbers. Yeah, it is definitely making it more difficult. That's a lot of money. I need that money to fund my armor. Yeah, and a lot of... I take a lot of unnecessary damage by waiting for the ball to... because the ball is coming back. But the ball and chain has been such an effective weapon. Oh, this sucks. Holy bejesus, hello. I forgot about this room. We're actually going to wear the armor for this. They look so cool in this game. Yep, that's what I thought. I don't know if it's better to focus on the Dark Nut first, or if it's better to focus on the Air Alphos first. I bet if I was not wearing the magic armor, it would be better to focus on the Air Alphos first, because the Dark Nut is so strong. Well, I like him not walking around on the ground. Ow! Okay, one down. Ow! Whoa! He got me there. Huh. Interesting. We can only die one more time, chat. Difficult area this one is, believe it or not. I was at a bad angle to hookshot him, I guess. Do the fiery Air Alphos actually exist in this game, or was that an invention for Hyrule Warriors? Very nice. Holy bejesus, that was hard. Why is the camera up? Okay, camera's being weird in here. You think that was just a Warriors thing? You don't remember anything of fire filling? Yep. This room. Is this the last room? Or is there a room with 4 of them in it? Ow, that was so much damage. Yeah, it's the French. I want to know because I might use my fairies tears if this is the last room. But if it's not the last room, then we'll leave it. That would have killed. I'm losing a lot of money. Interesting that the Blue Knight's helmet is, like, black. Ow, I'm taking so much damage. I might run out of money. Ow. Really? Please stop blocking. Oh, this sucks. For some reason, he's not separating from the pack. Please stop hitting me. I'm gonna run out of money, actually. I might be screwed here. Why is he not separating from the pack? He's supposed to be so much faster. Ow. There goes my double damage. Ow! Please. Yeah, no, there was no way. I think this is the last room, and I'm getting my butt kicked. It's like, I really would rather not die and have to do it all again, so I'm just gonna use the stuff I have. I'm taking too much damage. I'm actually kind of getting annoyed that they're all just doom stacking on top of each other, and I don't really have a way to hurt them. Yep, they just dodged that, I guess. Come on. I really wish one of you would get interested in actually fighting me. Okay, and it, like, for some reason, if your sword hit any block, if your sword hit any of the 3 of them blocking, it just stops. Even if you actually hit the guy? Oh, big thrust. Please die. I would have been out of money if I kept using the... Yeah, I needed to, unfortunately. I really needed to drink the tears, or we would have been... Because I would have been dead. And I wouldn't have had the hearts. I would have run out of money. I might die anyways. I'm still taking so much damage and I can't break their blocks. Please. Please, someone die. There better not be another one with 4. I'm afraid there's another room with 4. Can someone confirm for me right now? I'm not joking. Someone confirm for me that I am in, like, the last section of the area. Am I in the last... Because I don't know if I have the skills and the resources to continue if we are not in the last room. Because if we're not in the last room, we're in trouble. Because I think we're pretty much screwed if we're not. One of them needs to die, like, really soon. I don't like dancing around with the 3 of them. Are you dead yet? Why? How much damage can you take, sir? This is the Sword of Evil's Bane! Yep. Oh. Yeah, he blocked. And the usual way to break their block is the roll around. Please die. Okay, that's one. This is the last room? Okay. That's all I need to know, so I can use whatever I need to win. Yeah. Maybe they're not that evil. They might not be, but their name is Dark Nut, so I think they're not good. I didn't need to be able to break their block. Okay, finally. God, please. That was not clean, let me tell you that. I don't want to know how many hearts I ended up losing. Probably close to 20-something, maybe even 30. Holy bejesus. Woman, give me my prize. Whew. Holy bejesus. That was hard. I lost so many rupees, probably close to like 1,400 just from the straight damage I was taking. You cleared many ordeals. How impressive. Thank you. In praise of your courage, I will give you this blessing. Give me my gift! Yay! Drink this, and you should be able to clear any difficulties that you might encounter ahead. I already drank some to save myself. If you ever need my assistance again, visit any spring. Many on the surface cry out for one with powers like yours. You must go back. Thank you, lady. Yay! Holy bejesus! Achievement! Backers! Backers! I love getting achievements. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Alright, so now all the springs will have, What? Why'd you do that? Well, okay, that was strange. Welcome, hero. The tears you hold, they are blessed. Drink them, and you shall better endure the dangers that await you. If you ever have need of me, come to this place. Can you give me more tears, or is that it? Is that all I have? Hi, European Robin fan. You're coming in right when I'm about to finish up. But how have you been? How's your Saturday? We just completed the Cave of Ordeals. It was really hard. It was not easy. It was pretty difficult. You threw up today? I'm really sorry. It sucks to... I think feeling nauseous is one of the worst things in the world. That might be dramatic, but it really is one of the worst feelings on the planet. I hate feeling nauseous. The only way to carry more of them is from the Poe guy in the reward. You don't care if you miss stream. You're still recovering. That's okay. I'm a little bit sad that you don't care, but that's okay. Would you say it's an ordeal? I do say it's an ordeal. Ha ha aha 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 aha. It is an ordeal. Alright, well, that puts us at a really good place for pose. We need 8 more pose. You have 17. That's so many points. That is so many points. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. We did what we needed to do. How many do we have left? So we have 1 there, 4 there, and 3 there, right? 1 there, 4 there, and 3 there. Yeah, that should be the 8 we're missing. Good night, everybody. Oh, let me get my list of least favorite words. I don't like torrid. Not a good word. Kind of a bad word. Kind of a dumb word. Stupid word. But thank you for redeeming your points. Everybody, have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming in to say hello. I always appreciate it when you do. I hope you had fun. I had fun, as always. Look at that complete collection screen. Save for Poe Souls. You don't need to pay attention to the Poe Souls. They don't matter. The Poe Souls do not matter. Alright. Good night, everybody. Let me save. And then I will tell you in the Discord whether or not I am going to be present. It depends on what people feel like. But we'll see. Good night.